Hello and welcome to the Voice of TOD. I'm Tom, and in this video we're going to take a look at the new Alan Wake 2 footage that was shown off at Xbox Gamescom 2023. This is day 2. We're still on day 2, still working our way through it. We're going to jump straight in. It sounds like we have a Mr. Sam Lake, and we also have some footage from what I can see. So let's just jump straight in. Alan Wake 2, obviously, I think just about everybody knows who Alan Wake is. And yeah, it's going to be huge. It looks amazing. I can't wait. Let's just see what's going on.
It's the game that made fans everywhere jump more than a few times.
And let's see how dapper Sam Lake looks.
Horror, episodic style. Here to show us what Alan Wake's been up to these last 13 years are two of the minds behind its sequel.
God, it's been 13 years.
Writer and creative director Sam
God, he
Lake
always
and
looks
game
dapper.
director Kyle Rowley. Welcome to you both. First off, how are you? Are you well?
Thank you. Thank you. Great Gamescom.
Yeah.
Very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Given that Alan Wake's journey began with Xbox.
He
There
is.
we go, back on the green carpet.
Yes.
It's
Chat about
just
it
like
again.
he's a rock star, isn't he?
Feels
Sam Lake.
proper to
It
be
feels
here.
correct.
Yeah.
doesn't
People
it?
go,
Yeah,
Todd
wonderful.
Howard.
All right, well,
Yeah,
what we're
he's
gonna be talking,
he's
we're actually
amazing.
gonna
He's
have some gameplay on in the background for Twitch
Sam
chat to have a
Lake,
look at.
man.
It's going to be some new ad game.
Sam Lake. He just seems just such
So while
just
that's
a
on, I'd love
genuine.
to
Like,
talk a
not
little
that
bit
Todd
more
Howard
about some
isn't.
of the new
I think
elements
Todd
that
Howard
fans
is an
expect to
amazing
see in Alan Wake
talent.
2.
Obviously, we said that when we talked about Starfield.
Yeah.
And I think
I mean,
that he deserves
it is
his
a
reputation.
sequel, but also
Every
given
time I
that
see
it
Sam
comes
Lake,
out
he's
13
just-
years after the first game.
Yeah.
He's
There
just
are
such a rock star.
Plenty of new elements.
Let's
we-
go through them all one by one.
We really felt that we want to create a modern experience, and we could not have done this game. We have been building concepts of Alan Wake 2 through all of these years.
It's not like
Okay.
you picked it up last week and decided to do something with it.
But this
Oh, I love the
one
water effect.
we could not have made before building Control first, which was our previous game. A lot of learnings with each project
Yeah.
that we were able to then bring into this one. Elements like hub-like design for the environments, the whole game genre being a horror game now, lot more ambition on interactive storytelling in this. And the concept of Remedy Connected Universe,
Yeah.
which we established with Control. So
Yeah.
Control and Alan Wake belong
I always
into
thought
the
Alan
same
Wake and Max
world,
Payne were
but there
connected,
are
though.
connection points and crossover elements in it.
Oh, how exciting. I also want to touch very slightly on the name itself. Because Alan Wake 2, yeah, it's a sequel, but the name is very fitting. And because, as I say, not only is it a sequel, but you play as two characters. So I was wondering who wants to tell me about Saga and how their story intertwines with Alan.
Yeah, there are a lot of tools in
Yeah,
this experience. Two playable characters.
It's a recurring theme. Is
Yes. Alan Wake, of course, but then our new Remedy hero character, FBI agent Saga Anderson, who comes in and the player with her comes into this experience playing Saga. She is a newcomer to this supernatural world of Alan Wake.
Yeah.
She
Do we need to
knows
play Alan
nothing
Wake
before.
1 to know Alan
She's
Wake 2?
a profiler, FBI agent, comes in to investigate these ritualistic murders in the Pacific Northwest. And then it starts to spiral out of control from there. So we have two worlds, essentially. We have the Pacific Northwest. We have 3 separate hub areas. The small town of Bright Falls.
Sound effect is so good.
The majestic Cauldron Lake, this Caldera Lake, and the surrounding forests, and then the neighboring town of Watery. And you get to explore all of these hub areas.
I love that you're describing them as these
Wow.
beautiful places to go check out. They're going to be horrific naturally, right?
It's a wonderful place to go on a vacation.
I don't think you're telling me the truth at all.
I think we had in the art direction Bible, we said terrifyingly beautiful was one of the things that we were kind of like talking about.
Well, once again, kind of two extremes coming together.
The juxtaposition of it
Exactly,
all.
like us on stage.
Exactly. I mean, you're doing it right now.
I mean, this is how
Exactly. I feel like I should have put a tie on.
All carefully considered.
the theme that runs through the whole of our lives, I think.
But yeah, like a lot of a lot of duality, light and darkness, obviously at the very core of Alan Wake experience. You use light as safety and as a weapon, and the supernatural darkness is your enemy. But then you go on a journey playing Saga.
The light is more Alan's thing, Alan's weapon.
But you are also playing as Alan Wake, trapped in the nightmare dimension of the dark place that takes the shape of this nightmarish New York City this time around. And that's one big hub of its own where we are unlocking new areas for you to explore as you progress. So these exist side by side, and you are able to choose and hop between them as you want going through this experience.
Oh, wow.
You're not just knowledgeable as the creative director, I guess, Sam, but you're in the game as well, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, I think you are a little bit.
Yeah, I have to say, like, it's teamwork and it's collaboration more than anything, as always making video games is, but wanting to make this game so long, and it's kind of very special to me. I just felt that I want to go all in.
Yeah.
So we are.
So was it you that stepped forward and said, "Can I be in the game, please?"
We are co-directing with Kyle. I'm co-writing the story and the screenplay, and yes, I'm acting as Alex Casey, who is Saga's FBI partner, but also a fictional character that Alan Wake used to write about for years and years.
Oh, very smart.
That's cool.
But I'm doing half of the performance, really. I'm the physical actor.
You're just doing one arm and a leg.
And yes, exactly.
And the hair.
And the wonderful James McCaffrey is the voice of Alex Case.
Nice. Okay, I'm looking to see how that plays out. I don't know if you've had a moment, though. I keep looking in chat, and chat is absolutely so excited for this game. Sweet Tooth, they're saying, almost as beautiful as me. Sweet Tooth, I bet you're gorgeous. Are you as gorgeous as Alan Wake, then? I don't know. The next question I want to ask, completely distracted there, sorry, is I want to know more. You mentioned more about the horror element that you're leaning into, and Remedy have really gone into this, not just survival game, but a survival horror game. What does that mean?
Over to you.
Yeah, over to me. Yeah, I mean, that all started from us looking back at, Alan Wake 1, what we as the team kind of really liked about Alan Wake 1.
so distracted.
He's just loving his coffee or whatever he's drinking in there. So we're looking back at Alan Wake 1 and, what did we like? What did we think we could improve upon? And one of the things that we kind of came to a conclusion of quite quickly was that, we'd just come off making Max Payne when we did Alan Wake 1, so we're kind of very good at making this kind of fast-paced action gameplay. But the story we were telling was a bit more on, psychological horror style. So for this one, we really wanted to make sure that those two elements, the story and the gameplay, were kind of really connected, so creating a more cohesive experience. So that kind of led us into the idea of, okay, why don't we make this like a survival horror game? And instantly when we were talking about that, we were like, wait a minute, we should have done this to begin with.
Yeah.
You were scared before, wait until this.
Yeah, exactly. But survival horror, I think, with the type of stories that we like to tell and, the skills that we feel like we're very good at as a studio, like world building and building a sense of place and atmosphere. I think that the horror genre in general, we feel like that's a kind of perfect fit for us as a studio. And then on top of that,
they do it well.
That genre as a whole, it kind of allows us to kind of slow the gameplay down. We can focus more on the
horror
world,
vibes.
We can focus more on the environment and the environmental storytelling. And then we can use kind of that atmosphere to kind of build a sense of dread or a sense of threat as you're kind of progressing through the game. So for us, it just felt like a very natural fit. And then, I think that fight with light that kind of Sam was talking about before, light versus darkness, those kind of core themes just fit inside the horror genre very well. And, from a gameplay perspective, we tried to, it's still a sequel to the first game, which we made, so we still wanted to keep that, fight with light concept in there. But we've slowed the gameplay down a bit more. Enemies are more threatening, they have more presence, there's less of them. You're fighting
so you do
less
need to play Alan Wake 1
throughout the course of the game. But yeah, it just felt like a very nice fit.
I like the way there's you say there's lots of different elements to play in this. You mentioned before the control connection with the universe as well. Is there anything more you can share with that universe connection and how they play together?
Yeah, the way we are approaching games now with Remedy Connected Universe is that it is very, very important for us to create, each game is a world of its own. These are big things. So we feel it needs to be approachable to everybody, not just Remedy
Sure.
fans.
Yeah, not just a mega nerds.
Yeah, which is we absolutely love that.
Oh, we love a mega nerd. Don't get me wrong.
Because we are the same way ourselves, but at the same time, it shouldn't feel like homework.
Yes.
I need to play
That was
the first
creepy.
game. I need to play Control. You don't, and that is part of the reason why Saga is such a perfect new hero character.
Yeah,
She
that's the
doesn't know
vibe I
anything
got.
when she comes into this, and she's
Saga's the
learning and
new
player
player's
is
eyes
learning.
into this
However,
crazy world of
them,
Remedy
like,
connected
under
universe.
The surface, it
The
is
RCU.
very layered and very deep, and
one of those you know kind of things, but you don't have to know all of the little bits.
There is a ton to be discovered,
Yeah.
ton of connection points, and taking certain threads further.
I love that dodge.
In the universe. So, yeah.
All right, okay, I'm challenging you to find them all. So I've
got to be finding them already. Like,
yeah, they probably are watching
yeah.
now. You know what they're like. I have to be totally honest as well. We've been sat around the back, hanging out during the show, speaking to all the different guests. Aaron Greenberg came by and would not stop talking about how impressed he was with the demo that he saw, and we saw you on his Instagram. So as well as the time you spent with Aaron, I'd love to know what's the reaction been like from opening night live and your Gamescom so far.
It's been wonderful.
Good. Like
Is
that.
it there to play?
And it's always so important. Like we are not done yet. We are on the final stretch. We are on final stretch, and there is a ton of work, as there always is. So back home, the wonderful, talented Remedy team is working on this, but you know, when you keep working on a project like this for years, you start to be blind to it.
Yes.
And second guessing yourself and being uncertain. So it's really, really important for us to be able to come here, show material.
I love
get
this whole
reactions, and especially
live
when
action
it's very,
throw
very
in
positive
there. They've
reactions.
tried that with
It's
Quantum
a
Break, obviously,
big energy boost,
and it still
to
felt very
everybody
separate,
working
whereas
on the
this is
game,
much more fluid.
Very, very
I think.
important.
I imagine it makes you excited to get the plane back so you can go finish it and do a bit more like, yeah, go on then.
Yeah, we've still got some work to be done. But
we do. Yes.
Perfect. Well, that leads me perfectly on to my very final question, and that is, when does everyone at home need to mark their calendars? When does Alan Wake 2 release?
26th?
So Alan Wake
27th.
2 is looking at me.
27th.
Alan Wake 2 comes out on October 27th. So not long to go.
Not long at all. October
Halloween game,
continues to
maybe.
be
Oh, okay.
very, very busy. Cheers to that. Thank you both, Sam and Kyle, for joining me today. Alan Wake 2 looks horrifically delightful, I think, was the summation of it. But later on in the show, we're going to catch up with the man who erased his name from Like a Dragon Gaiden.
Absolutely mad. I cannot wait for that game. I just want to see if there's a trailer.
Enter exclamation mark day
No,
one.
there isn't. They're going to talk about giveaway. I think this game looks incredible. I think the lighting is... I keep banging on about lighting. We play so many things, and it's like, oh, the lighting is amazing. Lighting is this generation's... the thing that sets the PS5, the Series X, the Series S. It sets them apart from the PS4, the Xbox One. The lighting is so much more improved. And this game plays around with the lighting so much. You obviously use it as a weapon, but also with how it creates shadows. Obviously this sort of New York style, it looks like it is Times Square. I think the Alan Wake stuff is set in a weird, messed up, nightmarish New York. It captures that neon vibe, and then you've got the natural light of the well, not the natural light, but the brighter light of the torch, and it just, everything about this game looks so good, so good. I really need to play Alan Wake 1. I must admit, I confess I've never played Alan Wake. I have it installed on the Xbox ready to go. At some point before Alan Wake 2 comes out, I will play it and it will be up on the other channel. But I love that you could just jump into this. If you've never played a Remedy game before, you've not played Control. I haven't Control either. I haven't played a Remedy game for a lot of years, actually. It's very bad of me. I do need to play Control. Control is a whole other beast. Control is not... It's massive. I know it's massive. It's not Alan Wake 1. Alan Wake 1 I can probably get through pretty quickly. Control, no. I need to take my time with that. But it doesn't matter, because I can just jump into this. Knowing the story or not. And you can just enjoy it as a new player. You already have your new eyes, as they've said with Saga. And then Alan Wake is the experienced, the veteran Remedy Games player. who sees all of this stuff. And it's also their first survival horror game, which is amazing to think. This is going to be a true survival horror from Remedy, and it looks so good. Cannot wait. Let me know what you think of Alan Wake 2 in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. See you all in the next one.